everyone, and welcome to my live creative time today. My name is Mandy Witherby from Mandy's Papercraft Creations, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. It's great to be here today. I have got a beautiful project for you today. Very excited to use some brand new products. So while I'm just waiting for everyone to jump on, I'll just bring this up on my iPad and my computer so I can see all of your comments there. Okay, as you're jumping on, say hi, let me know that you're here. And if this is your first time watching with me, let me know where you're watching from. All right, there we go. So it's up there. Hey, Wendy, long time no see. All right, I'll just bring this up over on my computer as well. And we'll see how we go running 3 devices today. So my husband isn't home, not working from home, so that's good. He's not draining the internet today. So let's see, is it coming up? Oh, hang on a sec. I'm clicking on the wrong thing. It helps if I click on the right thing. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Turn the sound off. All good. All right. Okay, so, oh, it's not off. Hang on a sec. There we go. It was off and then it wasn't off. Okay. Oh, good. Don't touch it. Okay, all good. All right. So I have got a beautiful project for you today using the brand new products that have released. Well, they've released to demonstrators at least at the moment, and they'll be releasing to customers very soon. So we'll talk more about that in a moment. But as you're jumping on, say hi, let me know where you're watching from, and let me know about how your weekend was. I always like to chat with you before we get started. It's part of coming together and having a bit of creative, crafty community, having a little bit of a chat as we do. If we were meeting in person, then that's what we would be doing. We'd be having a bit of a chat before we jumped in to our projects. And so let's have a little chat. So what did you get up to on the weekend? Let me know. And have you got your couple with you? I've got my beautiful Stampin' Up! Tumbler. And I meant to check to see if these are still available. I heard somebody say that they were not available, but I'm not sure if that's in our country, in Australia, or if that was just over in the US. I'm not sure if they are or they're not. I'm going to have a look actually and just see if I can find them, if they're actually available at the moment or if they've sold out. So I'll check that, because every week that's my favorite mug, especially too because it's got a little sipper top that I can seal on my desk, because I always worry about spilling my cup of tea on my desk. I've done it before, and yeah, so I like that I can flip that closed when I'm not drinking it or in between sips, and then I'm not worried about spilling it. So let me see if I can find, I've got my keyboard here, my computer is over to the side. Stampin' Up! Tumblers. Let's see. We've got, maybe they're not. Let me just write tumblers. I'm having a look in the online store for you all to see if they're available there. Okay, so they're not coming up. Maybe they sold out. Maybe they're waiting for another shipment on them. I'll find out. I'll find out about that for you all. They're not there at the moment, but not that I can see anyway. Maybe if somebody else can have a look for me to see. I just had a little quick look. I think my camera's crooked. Let me straighten that up for you. Hey, Julie, how you going? Great to have you here. Wendy said she had a very quiet weekend there. She was making some lip balm dresses to restock at her daughter's shop, Dixie Lane, at their local art gallery. Ah, very nice. Well, that sounds like you have been a little bit busy doing a little bit of creative, art there. Lip balm dresses. So what does that look like, Wendy? lip balm dresses. Are they actual dresses or they're lip balms with dresses? Or I'm trying to work out what that is. You might need to explain to me a little bit more. Or am I missing, I'm missing something in that. Could just be me. Yeah. Oh, so you know that the mugs did sell out here too, Wendy. Okay, that must have just been recently because last time I looked they were there too. So must have just been recently. I wonder if we're going to get some more. So I'll have to keep everyone updated with if we get some more of those beautiful tumblers. Oh, the mugs, actually, yes, the mugs, the Stampin' Up! Mugs did sell out, but I was wondering about the tumblers, if the tumblers were still available. Do you know if they're still available? I know the mugs did sell out because I think they were only while supplies lasted too. I don't know that we're getting any more of those. Yeah, sorry, I was getting confused between the tartan mugs and the tumblers. Yeah, not sure about the tumblers. Wendy said they're little die-cut dresses that have a box inside that contains lip balm. Ah, they sound beautiful. Very cute. Well, I actually went shopping on Saturday with my daughter. It was the first time, apart from when my husband just took me to buy my new watch, which was just to one shop and then out, which was a few months ago. It was the first time I'd gone to actual shopping since COVID, I think. So yeah, in a couple of years since I've been to the big shopping centre. And but we were in and out really quick. Everything we needed to do, we ticked everything off our list. It was so awesome. Everything that we needed was in a very central part. So there were a few different stores we needed, but they were all within cooey of each other. So that was really good. So we were in and out in 50 minutes. It was a record shopping trip, record time shopping trip. So that was awesome. And I even got a chai from my favorite store, and it makes the yummiest chai, and so I was very happy with that. And yeah, so it was a very successful shopping trip. And then yesterday I was doing a little bit, so Sundays are my day off, and normally I try not to do any work on Sundays and I just relax and take it easy, or I catch up with housework or tidying up, or you know, those sorts of things. So I did have a sleep in on Sunday, but which was just yesterday. It feels like it was already a long time ago. And then I did some special creative work. Well, not work, it was fun, for our upcoming Onstage event. So Onstage is an event for demonstrators only that is held each year. And this is going to be the first time that we've been able to meet in person in 3 years. Yay! So it's going to be super exciting. It's happening next month. We've only got a few weeks actually. So I've been creating yesterday, ready for Onstage. So super, super exciting. Now, I did forget to mention at the beginning of this video, it just occurred to me, I normally start with this and I forgot, that if you are watching live with me today, you will see the red live button up in the top left-hand corner. If you don't see that, then you're watching the replay. So thank you so much for coming back and watching the replay. And thank you to those of you who are watching live today. I will also upload this video to my YouTube channel, so thank you for watching over there as well. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please click on the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate that. If you like what you see, click on that subscribe button down the bottom right-hand corner. And then if you click on the bell icon there as well, you can choose how you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos. So that is just a little bit of housekeeping. Wendy said no tumblers showing in the branded merchandise section of the online store. Okay, yes, that's what I thought. That's where I just looked to and I couldn't see them, but I thought maybe because I was just looking quickly I might have missed them, or they might have been somewhere else. So thank you for checking that for me, Wendy. So unfortunately the tumblers are not available at the moment. So we'll have to try and find out from Stampin' Up! If they're just out of stock at the moment or if they're coming back. I'm not sure if they were a while supplies last item or not. We'll have to double check that with Stampin' Up! So yeah, Wendy is excited for Onstage. That's the name of our demonstrator event. It's super fun. There's hundreds and hundreds of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators that come along. It's held all across the world in different venues on the same weekend. And of course, we're in different time zones. So Yeah, but it's on that same weekend all across the world. There's different venues. We've got 2 venues here in Australia this November, so Sydney and Perth, and then with for our friends across the pond, they have in New Zealand, they have theirs in Auckland. So yeah, so it's going to be super exciting. And Wendy said that she has, or she needs to start creating her swaps. Yeah. So that's super exciting. So swaps are when we do like a bulk lot of a particular project that we design, and then we can swap those with other people, and we end up with however many we make. Say we make 20 or 30, then we swap with other people, and then we get 20 or 30, depending on how many we've made, back, all different ones. So then we've got all different projects to inspire our creativity. So it's lots of fun. It's a great way of meeting new people too, when you haven't met certain people before. I've met a lot of people that way, and it's really, really fun. So yes, so that's awesome. It's going to be great. So let me just tell you something quickly. At the moment with Stampin' Up, there is a special starter kit promotion. Now the starter kit is the best value deal in the catalog, because you get lots of free stuff when you purchase the starter kit. Plus you'll get some free catalogs as well if you wanted to share them with your friends and family, and if you don't, that's okay too. And also then, once you purchase that starter kit, from then on, you will get a 20 to 25% discount on all your beautiful Stampin' Up products. So if you love Stampin' Up products and you've got a wish list, this is the best way to go about it. It's the best value for your money. If you're new to Stampin' Up and you've never seen stamping before, and you might like to give it a go and get started, then you'll probably be wanting quite a few different products. Well, again, the starter kit is a great place to start, because you can get some of those starting out products in your starter kit, and then anything else that you want, you can get with that amazing 20 to 25% discount. Now, during October, we have got additional value in the starter kit. You only pay $169, and for October, you get to choose $283 worth of product in your starter kit, and you still only pay $169. Plus you get free shipping on that. So you're getting $114 of product of your choice for free, plus you're getting the free shipping. So that's added value as well. Stampin' Up will throw in a few extra things, as I mentioned, some catalogs and things like that. So you'll get free catalogs. And also too, we get free catalogs as demonstrators. Whenever a new catalog comes out, we get free complimentary catalogs when they come out as well. And then if we want additional copies of catalogs to share, then you know we can purchase those as well if we choose to. But when you join, you get a box of 8 catalogs in your starter kit as well. They come for free as part of the kit. So you get to choose whatever you like to put in the starter kit. Now, if that sounds really overwhelming to you, and this might be something you want to consider, then I'm happy to help you out with suggestions as well. So feel free to ask me about that. Also too, when you join with me during this promotion, or during anytime when you join with me, you'll be joining my beautiful team of Papercraft Gems. And everyone in there is so precious and valued, and we just have such a beautiful team community. And we do lots of fun things together as well as enjoy creativity together, enjoy community, getting to know new people, just inspiring each other as well with our projects, which we share in our private Facebook group. We have monthly catch-ups and monthly creative times together, and all sorts of things. So if you would like more information about that, please feel free to get in contact with me. I'd love to give you more information, answer any of your questions that you might have. And just so you know that when you do join Stampin' Up, there is no need to sell product. So if you want to just join for the discount and to enjoy the crafting community, then you can do that. That's okay. There's no pressure from me or from Stampin' Up to sell product. If you change your mind after giving it a go, if you change your mind and decide, no, it's not really for you, or your circumstances change, then there's no problem. You can exit at any time. There's no exit penalties or anything like that. You just simply stop ordering as a demonstrator and you go back to ordering as a customer. So it's really, really easy. So if you would like more information, please get in contact with me, because as I said, during October, you're only going to pay $169, but you get to choose $283 worth of product. So that's $114 worth of free product in your starter kit. So it's the best time. If I wasn't already a demonstrator, I'd be wanting to join right now. I would be joining right now. So when I first joined, that's why I joined as well. I joined for the discount because I had a big long wish list. I was putting in a big order. And my demonstrator at the time, she said to me, did you realize that you're spending more than the starter kit? And if you order the starter kit, you're going to get all this extra product for free. Plus, then you're going to get an ongoing discount on anything else that you want. And I'd already been buying the products for about 10 years before that as a customer anyway. And that was the first time that anyone had told me that I had the opportunity of joining and getting that discount. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's a really good deal. That makes a lot of sense. And so then the rest is history. So that was 6 years ago. And here we are today. So yeah, it's just been an amazing journey. And I made so many beautiful, beautiful friends through Stampin' Up. And the community is just amazing. So many beautiful people and such an inclusive community. And yeah, I don't know where I'd be today without Stampin' Up, to be honest. Yeah, and all my beautiful friends who I've made. So yeah, so let me know if you have more, if you would like more information, I'd be happy to have a chat with you. And just so you know too, there's no obligation for asking questions. So feel free to ask me questions. Questions are free. Asking questions are free. So, all right. Julie said, just tried to add to an order and it comes up as discontinued. Oh, thank you, Julie, for trying that out for me. Thank you. So Julie, just let me know that unfortunately our beautiful tumblers are discontinued now. So if you already missed out on these, that's really sad. Hopefully Stampin' Up will bring out something else new to replace them at some stage soon, because these have been really, really popular. That's why they're sold out and they've been discontinued. But really interesting, I didn't know that. So there you go. Perhaps I missed that communication somewhere along the lines. Thanks for checking that, Julie. Okay. Okay, so Julie said, oh, okay, so sorry, I just saw your first message there, Julie. So you said that you looked and you saw them under the branded merchandise just after the jumpers, but then you tried adding it to an order and it's coming up saying discontinued. Okay. Yes. So yes, so they must be gone. And Wendy just made a very good point that when they bring out new things that we shouldn't wait to get them. If we like them, we should grab them straight away, because some of these things are only while supplies last. Like all of our kits as well. All of the kits in the kit collection, if there's any there that you like, they are only while supplies last as well. So once they sell out, then they're gone. So yeah, any of those special merchandise items or the kits, they're all while supplies last. Speaking of while supplies last, I have got some brand new product that we are going to play with today, the Fitting Florets. I briefly showed these last week, but today we're going to have a play with these and I'm super, super excited. Look how beautiful these products are. Now see this card here? We're going to do a take on this one today. As soon as I saw this one, so I got a little sneaky peek of this in the leaders group a few weeks ago, or a couple of weeks ago. I've lost track of how many weeks ago. And then when they showed us the samples as well. And then when all the information came out to us and the flyers and everything, the cards were on there. And I'm like, oh yes, beautiful, because that's the one I really wanted to make. And I love this one too, but this one I really, really wanted to make. So we're going to make a little take on that one. But anyway, these are the products. So at the moment, and again, I didn't check this morning because I had a meeting right before my live today, and I didn't get a chance to check prior to that. But there is one item, which is the embellishments that weren't available last week, but they are due in any day. So not sure if they've come in yet. Now these products are all available at the moment to demonstrators. So if you love these and you're not yet a demonstrator, you can put them in your starter kit. If you are already a demonstrator, you can order these right now, but everybody else has to wait until the 1st of November. So I'm sorry, you have to wait. Well, actually, you don't have to wait. You can get them right now if you join and put them in that starter kit. So anyone can actually access them now. So there you go. But yeah, this beautiful, beautiful paper, so gorgeous. Then we've got a stamp set and die bundle. We're going to be using that today as well. There's an additional stamp set, which I didn't get. This one here, I didn't get that. And the beautiful embellishments, which are the metallic swirls, is that what they're called? Gold adhesive back swirls. They haven't come in yet. Stampin' Up's still waiting for them to come in here to the South Pacific market. They're waiting for them. So I can't wait to get those. So we're going to substitute those at the moment. So yeah, so you can choose all of these products individually. You can get them all together as a collection once the embellishments come in. Or you can get these two as a bundle. So the stamps and dies as a bundle. Because you're going to save yourself 10% when you do that, when you get them together as a bundle. You might only just want this stamp set. You might only just want the paper. You can choose how you want to order those products. But yeah, so I got the stamp set, the dies, and the papers. And I will get the embellishments as soon as they are available. So that's what we're going to play with today. So I'm super, super excited. So who is ready to play? Let me see. Is there any other questions? Julie just said she just checked the inventory list. And the embellishments, they're available? Yay! Oh, awesome. Oh, good. I'll have to put my order in this week now. That's fantastic. Thank you for checking, Julie. That's awesome. Cool. All right. Well, how about we get creating? I'm super excited to create this project with you today and to show you how these new products work. So, hey, Helen, how are you? Great to have you with us today. All right. So I'm going to take a sip of my chai. What's everyone else drinking today? I didn't ask you today. I've got it's Woolworths brand chai. It's not my favorite one, but it's one that my daughter, who now lives in Queensland, it's one that she was drinking and had in the cupboard here, and she left here when she moved up to Queensland. So I thought, well, I better use it up, and it's okay, but it's my favorite chai is actually from a cafe in Penrith. That's my most favorite one. Nothing really tops that one. But I have a lot of different flavored chais as well from T2 and stuff. So I've got, yeah, lots and lots of different ones. I like to change it up a bit. All right. Oh, Helen's sick. She's got the flu. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Helen. Oh, that's no good. It makes you feel miserable, doesn't it? Oh, I hope you feel better really soon. Hopefully I can cheer you up a little bit today with some crafting and give you something to take your mind off how you're feeling for a little bit. So you just take care and rest up. Sit back, relax, Helen. Lots of tea, tea with lemon. Yeah, or lemon with honey, hot lemon. Actually, that's probably better. Hot lemon with honey. It's really good. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to cover up the camera and tip the camera down onto my desktop so that we can get started. So bear with me. I'll just do that now. And I do that so that I don't make you all dizzy while I'm doing these transitions, because it can be a little bit bumpy and it can be a bit squeaky and noisy too as I adjust my stand. So just bear with me for a moment. Here we go. Alrighty. We are just about there. Get some lights. There There we go. And we'll see how that is looking. Is that straight today? Oh, it's actually not too bad. First go today. Amazing. There we go. All right. So if you see, I'll just actually move that to the side. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention too is if you are in need of a catalogue, please let me know. If you're here in Australia and you need a catalogue and you don't already have a demonstrator, please let me know, because I would love to send one out to you. I love sending out catalogues to people. It's great to see products online, but I think it's even better to see them in the catalogue. And with the catalogue, you can flip those pages and you've got all the sample projects there. Let me grab mine. Totally forgot to grab it out today. I just have mine spiral bound each year, and I have a clear plastic cover put on the front to protect it. But I love just leafing through the catalogue and just being able to go back and look at all the samples and get lots of great creative inspiration in the catalogue. And I find the more times I go through the catalogue, the more products I see that I'm like, oh, I didn't notice that one before, or I really like how they used that one in that sample, or you might see different techniques used in the catalogue. Yeah, so I like to have a paper catalogue, and so I love giving them out to people, because I think, well, if I love it, then I'm sure that other people would love it as well. Now, the products we're using today, the Fitting Florets, they are not in this catalogue because some of these are going to be while supplies last. Now, remember what Wendy said, don't wait. If you love something, don't wait, because once they sell out and they're gone for good. So some of the products in this collection are while supplies last, but there are 2 products that will be carrying over into the January to June 2023 mini catalogue. So the ones that are going to be carrying over are the framed florets and the framed floret dies. So the stamp set and the dies, these ones are carrying over. Everything else is only going to be while supplies last. Now, as I said, demonstrators can get these right now. So if you would love these right now and you're not a demonstrator, you can pop them in your starter kit. Otherwise, these will be available to customers from the 1st of November. All right, so okay, so let me show you. Here is the stamp set and the dies, and we'll take all the dies out of the packet. So on the front of the dies, it tells you the name of the dies. It's in French and German as well. And then you've got some little instructions here, also in French and German. It tells you at the bottom here how many dies are in the set. And then down here, it gives you the code as well. Okay, so that's the ordering code down there. And we have got all these beautiful dies. Now, some of these are framed dies, so oval shaped frame dies. We've got some additional leafy dies, and then we've got some that actually cut out the stamped images as well. And some of those dies coordinate with some of the designer series papers as well, I believe, but I haven't checked that out yet. We'll test that together. This is the beautiful, beautiful stamp set. It's so pretty. I love the font. We've got some beautiful sentiments on there for lots of different occasions. And we're going to be using some of these today. Now, I was having a little play with all of this yesterday. But I haven't created yet the project that we're making for today. But as I said, I've prepped some of the pieces already for that. So that's those. And then this is the beautiful designer series paper. And as you can see, I've cut up some of mine. So this is the Fitting Florets 12 by 12 designer series paper. And the colors we've got in here are Balmy Blue, Blushing Bride, Crushed Curry, Evening Evergreen, Night of Navy, Polished Pink, and Soft Succulent. So let's have a look at all of these beautiful, beautiful papers. I'm actually going to take them all out of the pack. You can see which one I was using, can't you? It's all chopped up. Okay, so let's have a look at these beautiful papers. Now, I've already turned them over to their reverse side because they are 12 by 12. You get 2 sheets of each in the pack. So this is the front side and this is the reverse side. So I've done that with each of the pieces so you can see both sides. This one, yeah, that one. That's the one we're going to be using today, actually. We're going to use that one today. I just love these. Oh, I love the colors. I love the florals. I just love everything about these papers. Had me at florals. I love anything floral. Now this one, the reverse side of that one is actually this piece here. So I'll pop that one in there so you can see. Got some gingham in there as well. Oops, can you see that or is that off camera? Let me just move that over for you. Whoop. There we go. Can you see that there? There, so aren't they beautiful? So you've got 12 sheets, which are all double-sided. So I'm showing you there the front and the back. So they are just so beautiful. Look at these florals. Look how pretty they are. Aren't they just so gorgeous? Now I think that this one might be the one that has dies that coordinate with it. So let's check while we've got the dies out. While we've got the paper out, I should say. I'll just check to see. I haven't tested this yet. I'm not really sure if it's this one. Oh, yep, there we go. Look, there you go. So that one fits around that floral bloom there. What else do we have? They're longer ones, so no, that one wouldn't. That one is a smaller one, so that one might match up with some of the smaller ones. So we've got that one. So there's a few of those ones on the paper that you can chop out or die cut out. So if you don't like fussy cutting, the other ones you can fussy cut, but I know that a lot of you don't like fussy cutting. So I actually don't mind fussy cutting. So let's see what else we've got. So I don't think we can die cut those ones. These ones I was wondering if they might die cut with this die here. Maybe not quite. I thought that they looked like the same. No, I don't think they do. Oh, no. No? Yes? Oh, maybe. Maybe. I might have to check that. I might have to test that one. That one looks like it might actually die cut that one. There you go. So we've got a few of those on there that we can die cut. So that's pretty cool. So there's those two. We've got some smaller flowers and, no, that's a different size, and some leaves. Let's see what else is on our other papers. Got these little ones, but I don't think any of the dies coordinate with those ones. I think they're a bit too small. I think these patterns are a bit too small. But anyway, so there you go. Oh, what about this one? No, I think this one cuts out, let's see, this one cuts out, which one does this one cut out? I'm not sure, actually. Let's see, let's open up the stamp set and we'll have a look and see which one this cuts out. Oh, I think it's going to be the leaves. I think it's this one. Is it that one? Yes. Yeah, it's that one, the leaves. So that's that one there. I wonder if we've got any of those leaves on any of these papers. I don't think so. Anyway, there's a few there that will cut out with the dies. So that makes them a little bit more versatile. And then you've got, of course, they're going to cut out all of the stamped images. These ones are a bit smaller. No, they're much smaller. Oh, hang on, maybe the green one. Wait, let's see. Got this small floral die here. No, I think it's the wrong size. It's close, but I think it's just a bit too, yeah, I think the flowers are printed too small. Anyway, you get the idea. There's quite a few in there that you can die cut, and then the rest of the dies will either match with the other stamped images, or they're freestanding dies such as the leafy ones and the frames. So, but lots that you can do with them. So that's super exciting. All right, so as you can see, it's a photopolymer stamp set. So they're the clear stamps, which is really great because you can see through them as you're stamping, makes it super easy to line things up, etc. When you get a new photopolymer stamp set, always give your stamps a good clean before you use them, and that way you'll get a much nicer, crisper stamped image. I don't even know where I had these now on the die sheet, so I'm just guessing. That one might be in there and that one there. Okay, all right, so they are all the products that we're going to be using. So let's get to crafting. I'll pull out the paper we're going to be using. We are going to be using, let me find it again now. That one, this one here. We're going to be using some of this one, because we're going to be doing some stamping, and you might be thinking, you've got all that other beautifully patterned paper, Mandy. Why are you using that really plain one? Because this card is going to be very busy with all of the stamped and die cut images that we're going to be using. So we want the background to be a little bit more muted so that our stamped images will stand out. All right, so I'll pop that over to the side. Okay, first thing I like to do with my papers, my designer series papers, when I use them, and this is the one that's got the beautiful blue and green on the back, is I like to cut each piece in half at 6 by 12. Now this one has got a directional pattern to it, so it does depend on which way, if they do have a directional pattern, it does depend on which way you cut them as to which way that pattern is going to end up. I typically use portraits cards, so that is ones that go up that way. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that I can maximize my pieces of cardstock, designer series paper, for that orientation. So what I'm going to do, so that I will get 3 across, I'm going to turn my paper this way, and I'm actually going to cut it this way. I'm going to cut it in half this way. Okay, so then we've got two pieces that are 6 by 12. And then I can take this piece, and if I want to get 3 card fronts out of this piece, then I would cut each of those at 4 inches or 10.15 centimeters. Okay, and that'll give you full card front size. Now I want this piece to be, actually, what size was I going to make it? I was going to make it, let me see. Oh yeah, that's right, it's going to be that size. It's going to be 10.1. So it is going to be 10.1 by 14.45. Now don't worry too much about writing down all of the measurements, because what I will do is I will put all of the measurements on my blog for you. They'll be there for you tomorrow. You can get all of the measurements, all of the supply list and everything there then. Oh, why am I doing that? I'm putting my cutter over on the wrong side. I meant to put my paper over there and keep my trimmer over this side. Now these little pieces, keep those, because you can use them to decorate the inside of your card, or you might like to use them as a decorative strip on the outside of your card too. Oh, I bumped this, let me fix that up. Any of the products that I use today, as I said, these ones are going to be available from the 1st of November, and you'll be able to find them in my online store. I am going to be using some additional products as well, which are currently available right now. And if you're ordering any of those, then this is my October 2022 host code. So if you're ordering with me, use this host code. And when your order goes over $75, I can send you a thank you gift as well. But every order receives a thank you card from me. All right, so this is just a standard card base. As I said, I'll give you all of the measurements over on my blog. I'll just use my bone folder to burnish that. And then this piece is just going to adhere there like that. Now let me just grab out the picture, because I want to make sure, there we go. This is the one here that we are using as our inspiration. So it's going to be a bit of a take on that one. It's not going to be exactly the same. This one in here is a mini slimline card, and it also uses the other stamp set that I don't actually have. So we're going to adapt it a little bit. So I'm going to make it a full-size card, and we're going to do a few different little things. All right. So some other things that we're going to need is some white cardstock. We're going to need some vellum. Okay, so we've got our card base, our designer series paper, some white cardstock, and some vellum. We're going to need some ribbon, which we are going to color. I'm going to show you how to color ribbon. So this is white crinkle seam binding ribbon, and this is beautiful to work with. It's really soft. It's easy to color. If you don't want the white, you can color it, or if you need a different color like we need today. We've got 2 colors of ink. We're using Evening Evergreen and Night of Navy, so not too much ink today. We're going to be using some white Baker's Twine from the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. Okay. And then we're going to use some Stampin' blends, and we're using a couple of Stampin' Right markers as well. So I have got, in the Stampin' blends, I've got Night of Navy combo. So that's in the light and the dark. They come together as a combo. And then I have got the Polished Pink combo in the light and the dark as well. Then I have got Stampin' Right marker in the Crushed Curry and a Stampin' Right marker in the Blushing Bride. Okay, so they're the colors that we're using. Then I've got some bling, which we will add at the end. Oh, and the other thing we need as well is some of the Distressed Gold specialty paper. Now this is all that I've got left. I didn't take it out of the packet yet because I wanted to sort of keep it nice and make sure it didn't get damaged. So excuse the noise while I open the plastic. It can be a bit loud on camera. And I've only got a 6 by 12 piece left of that, but we need some of that as well. Okay, so there are all of the pieces that we need. Okay, so I'll pop my ink over there. I'll pop my coloring tools over there. We're going to start with a little bit of coloring first, stamping first and then coloring. Now, when you are doing stamping and coloring with Stampin' blends, it's a really good idea to have some grid paper or scrap paper or something like that underneath you to protect your work surface. In fact, what I'm going to do is for the stamping, I'm actually going to use thick, no, I'll use ordinary. No, I will. I'll grab some thick basic white. I like to use thick basic white when I am colouring with my Stampin' Right Stampin' blends, because they are alcohol based and they're going to absorb into the cardstock. I just like how they absorb into the thick basic white. So I'll grab some thick basic white. I've got some offcuts here too. Always keep your offcuts because they always come in handy for projects like this. So I'm going to do some stamping on those. When I use photopolymer stamps, I also like to use a Stampin' Pierce mat. Just finding it, there it is. I knew I had it out, I couldn't remember where I put it. Stampin' Pierce mat, and that will help get a nice crisp image. There we go. Because with the photopolymer stamps, they don't have the foam built into them like the cling stamps do, the red rubber stamps. So I like to put Stampin' Pierce mat underneath, which is just like a foam mat, and it gives a little bit of cushioning so that you can get a nice crisp surface. Crisp finish. Now I've already used these stamps. I was using these yesterday, so I've already given them a good clean, so I don't need to clean them again at this stage. Okay, and we will do a little bit of stamping. So we are going to stamp in Evening Evergreen. So to stamp these, you can use, if you don't have Evening Evergreen, but you had Memento, Tuxedo Black, you could stamp in those, in that. But for today, I'm actually just stamping in Evening Evergreen. So we want 2 of the small flowers and 1 of the large. And that's it. And we'll close that up. Now for a sentiment for this card, actually I'll give these a clean straight away as well, just to minimize any staining from the ink. Let's give those a little clean on my chamois. There we go, nice and clean. Oh, got a little bit of ink inside the image. There we go, that's better. And we'll do this one as well. There we go. Okay, and for our sentiment, now I'm using a different sentiment. The card that is on the front of the flyer, it's a Christmas card. Okay, so they've used the second stamp set, the one that I don't have, which is the framed and festive stamp set. And they've stamped that in the background. I'm using designer series paper instead, and then they've stamped a Christmas greeting, but I'm not creating a Christmas card for mine, so I'm going to use one of the sentiments that's already in here. And I haven't actually checked to see that they fit in the frame, but I might grab the die out just to check to see what is going to fit. Now the images on the front are only shown at 95%, so that's to fit everything on the front of the case. So if you're wanting to double check if something's going to fit within a frame or within a die, then make sure that you actually use the stamp itself rather than the image on the front. But let me just see which one would I like to use. I like the thank you one. Thank you, where is that one? Let's see, this one. Thank you from the bottom, thank you with all of my heart. Now let's see, is that one going to fit in the frame? Yes, that one will fit in the frame. Okay, beautiful, that's the one that we'll use. All right, and that one I haven't used before, so I'm going to give that one a clean. So I'll pop that onto a block. Just make sure that that's straight first, and then I'll line that up with my block. Oops. Try and get that on nice and straight. There we go. I'll give this a little clean before we use it. And sometimes, even after you've cleaned it, sometimes you might need to just dry it off. You might like to just test it on your scrap paper first to make sure that it's coming out nice and clear. There we go. And sometimes you might even need to stamp it a couple of times first on scrap paper. Now I'm not sure how I'm going to cut this out yet, so I might stamp this up the other end because I haven't decided on how I'm going to do that. So I'll just stamp that there, and yeah, we'll make a decision about that a little bit further along the track. All right, so we'll give that one a good clean. All right, and you might notice now that since I've used that Night of Navy ink, my stamp looks a little bit pink, whereas before it was really, really clear. That's just because the Night of Navy is a heavily pigmented ink, and so some of that pigment will absorb into the photopolymer, but so long as you clean your stamp and take off that surface ink, it doesn't damage your stamps. And it's still, as you can see, if I stamp that now, it's coming out nice and clean. There's no actual surface ink on there. Okay, so it's all good to go. All right, okay, so now hopefully these have had a little bit of time to dry. Well, actually, you know what, we'll set them aside a little bit longer to dry, and while we're doing that, we are going to color some ribbon. I'm going to show you how to color some ribbon. All right, so we're going to be wanting a really large bow, so I'm going to work out how much I want first, and then we can work out how much ribbon to color. So it depends on the size of your bow. This one's going to be quite a large bow. So I'm going to allow extra just in case. So probably about that much. About that much, she says, without any actual accurate measurements. So that one's going to be pretty long. Let's see, how long did I make that? So we've got 18, that's 28, 28, 38, it's about 40 centimeters. All right, so let's do some coloring. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to put my silicone craft sheet under there too. I'm going to take the Stampin' blends. I think I'm using the dark one, but I'm just going to test it on the paper first, just to see. So that's the light, and that's the dark. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the dark. All right, and all you do is you just make sure you have something protecting your work surface, and you just color your ribbon just like that. So the Stampin' blends, because they are alcohol based, the color is going to hold on porous and non-porous surfaces. So these are great for coloring your embellishments, coloring your ribbon, of course, coloring your stamped images. Now, if you are stamping and then coloring the images, make sure that you use a water-based ink, such as the classic Stampin' pads, or if you're stamping in black, then you want to be using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Okay, there we go. So there's our ribbon, beautifully coloured. So we'll set that aside to dry. Check your fingers. I do have a little bit of blue on my fingers, so I think I will just get a baby wipe to clean those off. All right, let's just pop those over there. Yeah, so they're great for colouring lots of different things. Because they're that alcohol base, they are really fantastic. They're also great for colouring on vellum and all sorts of embellishments, and yeah, lots and lots of different things. Now, I should check to see if I've got any comments, because I haven't been checking my comments. So let me just check to see if I've got any comments. Oh, you're drinking lots of lemon and honey. That's good, Helen. Yeah, I hope you feel better soon, poor thing. All right. Okay, so that's the ribbon. So we're going to pop that to the side to dry. And while that's drying, we'll go back to our stamped images and we'll colour those in. Okay, so we've got the two flowers there. The large one is going to be coloured with the polished pink, and you can choose whether or not you do some detail with your polished pink, or if you just do just in a single colour. It's totally up to you. You'll get a beautiful finish. So I'm going to do just a little bit of detailing with the dark. And I love that Stampin' Up! Gives us, sort of shows us where to put those details, because they've already got that in the stamped image itself. And then all we need to do is to colour with the colour where those additional lines are. And then I'm going to take the light polished pink, and I'm just going to go over that to blend down that darker colour, so that it's not too harsh, and so you don't see those harsh lines, but you've still got the detail of the dark colour there. So you're sort of creating almost like shadows with that dark colour. Very, very easy to colour with. And if you haven't seen the Stampin' blends before, they are dual tip. So you have the brush tip, which I've just used there, and you might have seen I use the fine tip on the dark. Okay, so these will dry out really quickly if you don't cap them. So you have to make sure that you cap them straight away or in between uses if you're swapping out colors. So just make sure that you swap them out. So that looks really bright at the moment because that ink is still wet. That should soften down a little bit. All right, and now we're going to use the Blushing Bride Stampin' Right marker. Now these are different, okay? So these Stampin' Blends are alcohol based, okay? These ones are Stampin' Right markers. These are water based. So these are just like any other marker, only that they're in the beautiful Stampin' Up colors, and they coordinate with our inks and our cardstock and our embellishments and our ribbons. And again, they're dual tip. So you've got a fine tip, which is great for writing or drawing fine lines. And then you've got the brush tip. So we're going to use the brush tip and the lid's nest too, so you won't lose them. And we're going to color these smaller, the smaller flowers. And I'm just coloring them with brush strokes because I want a little bit of white space with these ones. Okay, so the one that I colored with the Stampin' Blends was colored fully, and this one is just being colored with brush strokes. Okay, so nice and easy to color with. Now you can color this in fully if you wanted to. So what's your preferred coloring medium? Let me know in the comments. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer Stampin' Blends, Stampin' Right markers? Do you prefer coloring with your inks? Or do you prefer something else? We've got lots of other coloring mediums in Stampin' Up. Lots of them. I just realized I was going to make the center of my flower yellow, and I accidentally colored it pink. But let's see if I add I'll probably add an embellishment to it anyway, but let's just see if I add a little bit of crushed curry, what color center I actually get on that. It's kind of going a little bit orangey, but that's okay, because I'll probably put embellishments on that anyway. There we go. Okay. All right, so they are done. They're ready to be die cut. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that cardstock there, and I'm going to cut that cardstock there, and I'll pop that to the side. And now we will do all of our die cutting. So we're going to need to die cut some frames as well, and some of those other intricate dies. So we've got some leaves there to cut out. And oh, hey Judy, how you going? Great to have you with us today. Okay, and we'll come back to the ribbon in a moment. All right, so let's bring in our dies. So we've got all of our dies here, and we're going to be using the large Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine today because we've got those frames to cut, and they are a little bit larger. So I think the largest one might not fit through the mini. I sort of had a little quick look at that last night, and I thought, oh, it doesn't look like it's going to fit through. So I thought we'd better just get out the large machine, and I'll just turn that around so that, oops, sorry, bumping the desk, bumping the camera. All right. I'll just move that up a little bit more so you can see that. All right, so first of all, we will die cut our flowers, and not that one. We're going to die cut the flowers, and also too, we need to die cut some of these leaves. So let's have a look. I'm just having a look on the picture. So we need this one. We need 2 of these in the gold specialty paper. So I'll do those at the same time. If I can get them off the, there we go, off the die sheet. And I'll find the dies for the flowers. So we've got these 2 here, so this one and this one. And you'll notice I've got all this washi tape here. I reuse all of my washi tape until it completely falls apart or loses its stick. And once I get that lined up around my flower, I'm just going to use the washi tape to hold my die in place. Sorry, just trying to see that with the lights. It's a bit tricky with the lights right in my way. All right, and then we'll put some washi tape down to hold that in place. And we've got 2 of this one. Oh, actually, before I do that, I'm just going to cut this extra little one out because my plates are a little bit chopped up. I've used them so much, and if I don't do that, then that one might get marked from my other plate, my top plate, and we don't want that. And we'll do this one as well. Oh, those dies are going to touch. Okay, we don't want the dies touching, so I will just cut this one out. There we go. Because if the dies are touching, it makes it really hard to feed through the machine, and it might not cut them out well. So we'll just make sure that we separate those so that they those dies are not actually going to touch. There we go. All right, and now with the gold specialty paper, the distressed gold specialty paper, we're going to be cutting out 2 of these leaves. So I'm just going to cut some strips of this, and I'll just do that off camera for a moment. So bear with me for a moment while I just cut those. There we go. We might cut that one in half actually. We can just scissor cut that in half because we're going to be using the other one for the second leaf. So we need 2 of these ones. Now there was a tip that I read. Now I haven't, I haven't actually die cut with these dies with this one, but the tip was that you die cut this from the reverse side. So we'll give that a go and see how that works. All right, so let's run all of those through together. We do have some other die cutting to do as well. We do need some more vellum, and that'll be in those ones again. Oh, and I nearly forgot, we've got another little leaf that we need. And we've got 2 of those, so we can do a couple of those at the same time. This one here, so we're going to cut a couple of those in the gold as well. Oh, that's very stuck on there. So 1 and 2. Let's take them off very carefully. There we go. I think this one's going to need to go on my magnetic sheets because I can see this one's going to get used a fair bit. All right, so we'll do top and tail them, hey? Top and tail like that. So we just need to chop a little bit more of that paper. Save that little piece. There we go. All right, let's move that one over there. We'll pop this one up here. They will hopefully stay put. Let's just put one across there. Okay, let's cut all of those together. Going in straight. Doing this sideways. Hang on a sec. I'll stand up. There we go. Sorry, I'm bumping the camera a little bit as I do that. All right, let's have a look at what we've got. Ooh, pretty. Oh, I forgot to turn this paper over upside down, which was the tip that I read today, but they actually cut out okay. So that was good. I did turn the other piece upside down, forgot about this one, but that's okay. They cut, so all good. All right, let's have a look at how this one cut out. Beautiful. Oh, I know why I had to cut one of these upside down, because I need them going in the different directions. That's why. That's why it said that. Because that actually cut out perfectly fine. It's not very thick, that paper. I was thinking, why did the instructions say that? So that was on the original instructions for this project. So as demonstrators, we get any of these sample projects, we actually get what is called this sample recipe. And we can access those in our demonstrator website. And we can, yeah, we can get all of those instructions. So which is super handy when you need a little bit of a helping hand, and you see a project in the catalogue or one of the sample projects with one of the new products, and you just love it and want to recreate it, well, we can actually get all of the instructions and dimensions and all of that in the Stampin' Up website. So that's another benefit of being a Stampin' Up demonstrator. Stampin' Up gives us lots and lots of creative inspiration and help with our creativity. Just cleaning off my plate of all those little pieces. There we go. Okay. Right, what else do we need? We need another one of those big leafy ones. Big leafy ones, very technical term. Oh, where's my die gone? There it is. All right. Okay, and we'll do a choppy chop and just chop that there. Okay, so this time we'll do it face up because we need one going in the opposite direction. And we had another little flower, didn't we? There it is. The second little flower. So we'll die cut that one as well. So a little bit of die cutting with this one, with this project, but it's going to be so worth it. Whoops. No, that's not quite on there. I don't want to chop off that extra leaf, so let's just straighten that back up. There we go. Okay, all right, so those two, and in we go. Oh, let's line my plates up a bit better. There we go. A little bit of a pop there as the dies feed through and the plates feed through, but that's okay, that's totally normal. So don't be worried if when you're die cutting you hear that. Okay. Let's take that very gently. Oh, they're so pretty. Look at those. It's gorgeous. All right, and there's our die. So we'll pop that over back on the mat. I think that's all the die cutting. Let me double check. Let me see our design. So we've got our big flower, our two little flowers, our two little leaves, our big leaves. Oh, we need some vellum leaves, those same big ones. We need some of those in vellum. So we need to do some more of these. Lucky I left some vellum out. So I'll just chop my vellum. I'm going to need two of those. So that's one. Two, there we go. All right, so just quickly do those. Through we go. Oh, Judy just said those gold scraps are gorgeous. You could use them in a design using scraps. Yes, that's a great idea. Yep, I won't throw them out because they would make beautiful, like a little negative design, wouldn't they? Good thinking. All right, so here's our vellum. Now, just be careful when you take the vellum out because it is a little bit more delicate, but how beautiful is that? Look at that. So pretty. All right, so we've got that one. And I'm just making sure I don't lose all my little dies. So hang on one sec. Let me put these back on my die sheet. No idea where they belong on my die sheet. Oops, I'm pressing my keyboard. I shouldn't do that at the same time, should I? My die sheet was sitting on top of my keyboard. So I nearly pressed, I don't know what I would have pressed. Would have ended up somewhere on the internet where I probably didn't expect to be. All right, we've got one more. One more. And then we will be done with all of our die cutting. Okay, let's put that one on. Through we go. Alrighty. Okay, so this is the last one that we need, and then we'll be ready to put everything together. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Just move my machine out of the way. Oops, hang on, I nearly put it on my trimmer. I put my trimmer where my machine normally sits. I don't want to put it on top of my trimmer. There we go. Okay. All organised. Well, semi-organised. Okay, so let's pop this back on the die sheet. No idea where this one came from, but I think that's all of them, I hope. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we didn't cut the frames, and I wanted to show you, I have already cut those ahead of time because I wanted to show you something. So I won't recut those because that will take extra time, but I did pre-cut them. But what I wanted to show you was, so I've cut this one and this big one. Okay, so they're the two that I cut. So when you die cut this big one, it gives you this frame. But when you die cut it, it also die cuts the center out of it. Okay, so you actually end up with 2 pieces. Okay, so that one gives you 2 pieces. So we're only using this piece at the moment, but you could also use this piece, or you can use this piece for another project. So I'm going to keep this one and use that for another project. Then when you die cut this piece, this one here, you get this piece and this piece, which cuts out of the middle. Okay, so you end up with those 2 pieces. Now this one and this one layer together, which is what we're going to do today, okay, to give a beautiful frame. And then this one and this one will also layer together, like nesting together. So what I did is I cut an additional piece out of vellum. So I did an additional one of the large one out of vellum because I wanted to get that large oval, because that large oval of vellum is going to go behind that one. So it's kind of being sandwiched in between those 2 layers. And then this layer here is going to be popped up onto dimensionals. Okay, so I just wanted to explain to you how those 2 dies worked. This other one here, this other oval, so this, oh, it's upside down. So this one doesn't actually cut out the oval itself. What it does is it die cuts all of those little hearts. So to give you an oval shape with all of those little hearts, then what you can do is layer this one inside it to then create the frame. Okay, so yeah, so they layer together like that. Or you could use it just as the oval shape of hearts, and then you could use perhaps one of these cutout pieces and have something stamped on there to lay inside of that. Okay, so that's how they work. So they're really, really interesting dies. I just love how they all work together so beautifully and how they nest, and you get all these additional pieces with them. I just think they're really fantastic. So there you go. So you not only get frames, but you also get layering ovals as well. So there you go. So that's the dies. Okay, so we've got our pieces there that we need. And oh, I just chipped my nail. Isn't that annoying when that happens? Let's see. What have I missed? Have I missed any? Oh, you love the gold paper, Judy. Where is that? All right, let me show you. Just move these over to the side. So this is the gold, distressed gold specialty paper. And I think it's after all the designer series papers in the annual catalogue. I'll just find which page it's on so I can tell you. There it is. It's on page 139 of the annual catalogue, and it's called Distressed Gold 12 by 12 specialty paper. You get 2 single-sided sheets in the pack. It does coordinate beautifully with the Textured Chic collection as well, or Textured Chic Suite, but it's also beautiful with other projects, of course, as well. So that's where you can find it. The code number, if you want the code number, it's 159237. 159237. That's where you'll find that. Thank you for asking. That was a good question. Okay, alrighty. So let's have a look at all of our pieces that we have here. So we've got our card base. We've got our designer series paper. We've got our frames, 1, 2, 3. And then we've got, oh, do you know what I didn't do? I just realized I cut my vellum leaves both in the same direction, but I needed to cut one in the opposite direction as well. So I'm going to need to cut another one of those. So let me get some more of that gold paper. I'm not going to have much of this gold paper left, actually. And I'll grab that die. I'll just quickly do that off camera just to save a bit of time. But yes, oh, sorry, not the gold. That's the vellum we need. The vellum. Grab the vellum. That's what we need. All right. Just need to do one in the opposite. Oh, hang on. Because that's vellum, I can flip it over, can't I? Silly me. Never mind me. Never mind, never mind. It's all good. I can just flip it over. All good. There we go. All right. So we've got a leaf each going in each side, because what we're going to do is we're going to wrap them around that frame. All right. So to begin with, what we're going to do, oh, and we've got our sentiment. Now our sentiment, I was actually going to have that on my heart, but I'm just thinking, sorry, on my oval sentiment, but I'm just thinking, I wonder how that's going to, yeah, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. That's okay. I might change that up. All right, so first of all, let's attach our designer series paper to our card base. We've already cut that. As I said, I'll give you all the measurements on my blog tomorrow. That'll be up tomorrow. So don't worry about all the measurements at the moment. I'm just going to make it nice and easy for you, and they will all be on your blog. My blog, not your blog. They'll be on my blog. And then you can get all of the information. You get all the product details and everything there too. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is add my frame, and that's going to go in the middle. So we only want to put little dabs of glue. Now you could use the adhesive sheets as well, which I considered doing that. And then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to use the glue. But because there's so many holes in this, because of the because it being a detailed die, just be careful not to add too much glue, because you don't want it to ooze through all of those holes and make the front of your card sticky. On the inside edge is probably a good idea actually, because we're going to be putting another frame over the top of that. And just where there's a little bit of, you know, thicker cardstock, so on those detailed corners, I mean edges, sides, that would be the word for it. So just little bits of glue. Just be careful not to squeeze your glue too hard. You could also use the dabbing glue technique for this as well, with your using your silicone craft sheet, which is actually what I was going to do, and I've just realized that I forgot to do that. Yeah, you could do that, and then that would be an easy way to get it on as well. All right, so we're just going to pop that down in the center. Stuck to my finger a bit. There we go. Okay, so we'll just press that down. Beautiful. Got plenty of glue on there, and it doesn't feel sticky, so that is good. I've got some on my fingers, however. Let me clean those off. All right, so the next thing we want to do is adhere our vellum to the back of our circle there. Now you just have to make sure that when you do that, that you only get the adhesive around the edges there, so that you don't, because if that does ooze, it'll actually show through onto the vellum. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the edges of my vellum. Now this will have a right side and a wrong side, because when it die cuts this, it makes like a little beveled edge. So you'll feel that beveled edge, and if you just put it along, put the glue along the edge there. Try not to put it on too thick, and I shouldn't be holding it over my project. I've done that before. Have you ever done that, where you've been holding the glue and you've gone to squeeze it and you're holding it over your project and it all just oozes everywhere and you go, oh no, I just ruined my project? I've done that. So I always try, oh no, I got a little bit there, just went a bit crazy just there. Hang on a sec. I slipped. I want to make sure we get that off there. We don't want that showing. There we go. All right, so I'm going to put that face down. Where did I put my silicone? I'll put my silicone craft sheet down so I don't get this on my desktop. And then I'm just going to turn my frame over and just adhere that to the vellum. But before I press it too tightly, I'm just going to flip it over just to check. And it is a little bit off center, so I'll just ease that over so that that vellum isn't sticking out the edges there. Come on, slide, slide. I think we're good. There we go. Okay. Now that piece is going to get popped up on the front there with Stampin' Dimensionals. And here is where all of those little edge pieces that we keep for these tiny little projects, or where we need tiny little pieces, comes in really handy. Let me just cap my glue. So I've got my nice sheets there, and then I've got my bitsy sheets. And see, this is what I do, is I keep all of these little pieces. Now you could have die cut that out with the, or this one in particular, this oval. You could have cut that with the adhesive, sorry, the mounting foam sheets. If you wanted to, that would make it really, really easy. But I wanted to show you how you could use all your little pieces of dimensionals. Actually, let me just test to see if a mini dimensional actually will fit in. Oh, they do too. The mini dimensionals actually fit on that border, and you can't see them from the front. Oh, there you go. So you can use your minis, or you can use your edge pieces. Well, let's just use minis then. Just make sure when you're using the minis that you've got the straight edge at the top and the bottom, not the pointy edge of the little hexagon, because otherwise the little pointy bits of the hexagon might show. Oh, there you go. Look, aren't Stampin' Up! Just so clever how they design these things to make it easy for us? There we go. Just placing them a little bit carefully, because, and I'm putting plenty of them down as well, because this is only a fine piece. It's a little bit floppy. So we want to make sure that it's well supported so that it's not going to be floppy. Let's put one over here in the middle, and then we'll go from there. There we go. So any other demonstrators who are here watching today that have ordered the Fitting Florets collection, let me know in the comments if you have, and have you had a play with it yet? I only just got mine on, what day was it? Friday, Thursday, Friday, I think. So yeah, there we go. And then we're going to layer that on there like that. And then I'm going to work out what I'm going to do with the sentiment. So I'm just going to, I might actually end up choosing a different sentiment that is smaller that I can cut into to the strips like they did on the sample, because I really liked how that looked. And the one I chose is a little bit big. If I was doing a solid oval in the center, that other sentiment would have been perfect. No, haven't ordered this one, Dimity. Hi, Dimity. I should have said hi. I didn't see you jumping on. Hello. How are you today? Oh, Judy said she's going to order the is that the gold specialty paper, Judy? You're going to order some of that to do your Christmas cards? That's a fantastic idea. That will be beautiful. All right, I think I've got them all off now. Yep, there we go. Okay, so I'll pop that down. Try and get that lined up. Oops, so that we can see the detail of the oval below it. There we go. Okay, so there we go. So we got that all raised up. So that's gorgeous. Now what we're going to do, and you can just very faintly, probably not on camera, but you can just very faintly see the design of the designer series paper through it, like it's just really subtle, but you can see that color coming through from the base, which is beautiful. So this paper is soft succulent. The base is evening evergreen. I can't remember if I actually specified that before. All right, so with our sentiment, I think this one's going to be way too big. Let me just see. I'm just going to trim this down with my trimmer, but I really think it's going to be a little bit too big. I was thinking about maybe fussy cutting around it, but I don't know. I don't know. I'll trim it down first and we'll see. We'll see what that's going to look like. We'll do it bit by bit. It's better to do it bit by bit than to make a big decision and then go, oh no, that was the wrong decision. So we could do this and we'll see how that looks. Because this is a really nice sentiment. But I kind of feel like it's a bit too big. Well, I don't know. Maybe. What I might do is I might add the flowers and everything first, and we'll do the sentiment last because it's going to be adhered to the vellum. So in this case, we can add that last. So let's do all of the other pieces first. Okay. Now we need our glue back again. Oh, our ribbon. Now let's come back to our ribbon. Once you've colored your ribbon with the Stampin' blends, any ribbon, you'll find that it feels quite stiff. There's something about the alcohol in the Stampin' blends that makes this feel a bit stiff. So all you do, so you'll see it's sitting quite stiffly compared to how soft it was before, and I can really feel it, which obviously you can't feel that on camera. But all you need to do to soften it up is to take your bone folder, put your ribbon between your bone folder and your thumb, and just run it through your bone folder, and you see how that, when that falls, see how soft that's looking already. Just get that end there, and now it's beautiful and soft again. Okay, actually can probably give it one more go. That's actually made my bone folder a little bit blue, which is interesting. I've never seen the colour come out like that before. So we'll give that a clean, we'll just take that colour off with a wipe. Make sure that doesn't stay behind. There we go. All right. Okay, so now we can tie our big bow with this. So we'll get that ready. And we can always tweak this and adjust the size and everything later. But we'll just try and, oh, I didn't do that very well. I was filming a class on Friday. We've got a class coming up this weekend, actually, using the countless trees. And I think it was it on that one? I think it was on that one. I must have tied this bow about 5 times before I got it exactly how I wanted it. Do you all do that too? Maybe I'm just a bit bow challenged. I don't know. But yeah, it took me several goes to get the bow how I wanted it. So if you are not familiar with my classes, I have 3 different types of classes actually for all different levels of crafter, right from the beginners right through to the avid or more experienced crafters. So if you would like more information on any of my classes, then please feel free to get in contact with me and I can send you out a class list, or I can email a copy to you of my class list, because I have that actually on PDF that I can email out to you. Oh, now I just twisted that. Ugh. And also too, if maybe I'm just a perfectionist. Me, Judy? Nah, never. Maybe. All right, there we go. That'll do for now. Oh, that one's a bit twisted, but that's okay. We're gonna run with that. I will fix up the ends. However, where did I put my snips now? Oh, there they are. We'll fix up the ends and we'll trim those. There we go. Oh, they're not even. Let's trim them up a bit more. Okay, so that one's ready to go. And now we will start sticking everything. So the flowers are going to be popped up. It's going to be quite layered. So I think what we're going to do is we'll work out the positioning of all of this first. So we're going to have these wrap around. So the detail of the design is going to be down on this corner. Well, not that there's a corner on an oval, but do you know what I mean? Down on this edge. And these are all going to layer. We're going to do layer upon layer of all of these beautiful elements. Now with this one, I'm just going to try running my bone folder, because I die cut this one up the other way. Just left like a little bit of an edge. So with my bone folder, if I just run over that vellum, just takes off that edge a little bit. I should do it with this one too. There we go. Alrighty, so we're going to layer these up. Like so. These are going to be so beautiful. Yeah, I think we're going to have to stick them as we go. And then these ones, I'll pop the flowers on, and then these other ones will pop in. Yeah, so we'll do it as we go. All right, here we go. Glue to the rescue. So if you are commenting, I'm currently not looking at the camera, so I apologize. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to work out what I'm doing with this design. I will check the comments in a little bit, but if I do happen to miss your comments, then please feel free to comment again, and hopefully I will catch it second time around. All right, there we go. So we're going to have that going up there like that. So I'm only sticking, I'm only putting the glue along the vein of the leaves. So not actually adhering the leaves themselves. So it's going to be a little bit delicate. So the recipient will just have to be very careful. But it's going to be really pretty. This one will go around this corner here. There we go, and then we'll do a bit of vellum. Now with the vellum, be mindful, remember that the vellum is opaque, so the glue will show through. So where you're putting the vellum, the glue on the vellum, you'll probably want to cover that up with some of the other elements. And I'm just putting this down, the vellum one, I'm just adhering down a little bit lower so that they're not sort of at the same height. So that they're sort of a bit sort of staggered. Yeah, staggered I guess would be the word. And we're going to overlap them a little bit here in the middle, but that's okay because we're going to be putting other elements there as well. So that will cover that up there. There we go. Beautiful, look at that. Now this one, because it was cut on the other side, just needs a little bit of tweaking to make it sit up a little bit more on this side. See how this one, I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, see how this vellum one is sitting up a little bit? If you want the other one on the other side to do that, you just might need to, I should have done it before I stuck it down actually. Just, oh, this way actually, I'm doing it the wrong way. Get your bone folder and just run your bone folder gently along it with your finger behind. So you got your finger on one side. There you go. Bone folder on the other side. I should have done it before I stuck it down, but now I've got it. See how that's sitting up now? Like that. Just gives a little bit more interest. Okay, we might need to add a little bit more glue to stick it down a little bit further up, but we'll see how we go. We can do that as we go. Okay, so now our flowers, I'm going to put a Stampin' Dimensional behind the big flower. Oops, let me get my full sheet. Well, it's not a full sheet actually. It's a partial sheet, but it's not as partial as the other sheet. I'm just going to pop that in the middle. Now this one's come out really quite bright, but you could, if you don't like the brightness of that, you could use a different color. I wonder if I should have used minis. Oh no, I think that'll be all right. And let's see, I'll put that there on the frame. Where have I got that sitting? Oh, I've got that sitting right on top of another dimensional, which is underneath. So it's making it a little bit wibbly wobbly. Hang on, I'll see if I can just ease that off again. Not sure. Oh, it's stuck very tightly. Oh, got it. Right, there was a dimensional right underneath there, so I'll just move it along a little bit. Just making it a little bit wibbly wobbly. I put that there. Oh, it does need to be up there actually. Maybe up a little bit more. Oh, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that big one off the back and I'm going to put two smaller ones and I'll go either side of where I had that big one. Just because there's another dimensional under here and it was making it a bit too wobbly with having them right over the top of each other. So if I put one, let's see which way is the flower going. That way. So if I put one here and one over here, and then we can kind of straddle that other dimensional. So it's there. So we pop that there. That should be better. That's a bit better. There we go. Okay, and now with these little ones, we're going to tuck these underneath here and we're just going to pop them on with glue. So just put a little bit of glue in the middle there. And let's see which way we'd like to have that one. Trying to work out which way I like, which angle I like it best. Probably like that. So we'll tuck that little one under there. And then we'll do the same with the other one on the other side. Oh, that one's not going to go in as far because that dimensional's there. That's okay. Pop that one there, and then we've got to pop these little leaves in too. So we'll put a little bit of glue onto these ones. Now, if these ones, because they've got a long stem, if these ones won't go in underneath there, we can always trim the stem off, but we'll put glue on the stem to begin with, and we'll see, and we're going to tuck that in under there. Oh, I got it. Look at that. Yay. And then we'll do the other side as well. Do the same. Oops, that's a lot of glue. Pop that in under there. Whoopsie, under you go. Go on. Tuck in. Tuck in. Oh, that one doesn't want to go. There's too much going on under there. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'll grab my glue scissors. I'm just going to trim that tail off that one. And I'll just tuck that in under there then. There, that's better. There we go, we'll get rid of that little end. So that's the thing with those little leafy bits, that any of those ones that ever have any long tails on them, or long, not tails, what do you call them? Stems of the leaves. You can trim them off and, yeah, and just sneak them under. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, and now let's see. We've got our ribbon. And we need some baker's twine as well. So we'll grab our baker's twine out. We're going to make a bow with the baker's twine as well, a really big bow. A big floppy bow. So do that straight off the roll. So there we go. Okay, we'll trim that up. It's looking pretty. I still think I would have liked that flower to be a little bit lighter in colour, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to tuck that in under there with glue dots, and then we're going to tuck this one in as well. And we've still got to do the sentiment yet. Thinking I'm probably going to change from this sentiment to a different one. I'm thinking I'm not going to be happy with that one. So I'll just pop a little glue dot on there, and then we can trim the tails of this ribbon up once we get everything in and positioned. So it's going to tuck in under there. Beautiful. How awesome is that blue ribbon? Just colouring with the Stampin' blends just made all the difference, didn't it? Rather than just having white. You could have left it white if you wanted to have white ribbon, but we already have a lot of white going on there too. And the sample one had blue, so I wanted to do blue. Okay, and then we're going to pop another bow, so with the baker's twine in on top of the blue ribbon bow. I'm just going to stick that in there with the glue dot. Just push that glue dot in underneath the flower. There we go. So we've got the two loop-de-loops, and we can just trim up this one a little bit. We can trim these a little bit shorter. Here we go. And let's give these a little bit more texture, as I always like to do. I like to just unravel the ends of those and just rough them up a little bit with my fingers, just to give a little bit more texture. There we go. That's looking gorgeous. Okay, so now we've just got to decide about the sentiment. Let's have a look at this again, just to see. I'm not even going to get it in now anyway, because I've put all of the embellishments. It probably, oh, it almost could. It almost could. I just don't like how it's squared off. I wonder if I could trim it to be the same shape as the oval. I could do that, couldn't I? It's this one here. I wonder if I were to cut that with the shape of the oval, just take those corners off. I could do that. Well, let's see what else we've got first. I'll just have a look at the stamp set again, see what other sentiments we have got. Oh, this is a nice one too, though. Just a little reminder that you are loved. We could cut that in strips and pop that on. So lucky to call you friend. Let me stamp this one and we'll see. We'll see about this one. This one might be the one. Then we'll have two options and we can decide. Okay, so I'll grab a block. Haven't used this one before, so I'll give this one a clean. We've got to add our bling still too. So don't let me forget the bling. The blingy bling bling, because I've buried my bling somewhere here on the desk. You should see the desk. Oh my goodness. Stuff everywhere. All right, let's just move that over. Oh, don't have my silicone craft sheet, so let's see how we go. I mean, not my silicone craft sheet, my my matte. Well, it's stamped okay actually. I'm going to stamp 2. There we go. My Stampin' Pierce matte is the one that I meant to say. Stamp off the excess and give that one a clean. Meanwhile, that ink is having a chance to dry as well. Did you notice I'm using a new chamois this week? Well, it's actually not a new one, but it's newer. Look, this side is new. The one I've been using is getting quite scungy. So I thought it's time to break open a new chamois. And I noticed that I had this one already. It's one that I had been using. I must have got it a while ago. It only had a little tiny bit of staining at the top. And so I thought, oh, well, let's get that one out and start using that one, because the other one's looking a little bit yucky. All right, so now, okay, let's see now. If I trim these into, hang on a minute, I need my glasses for this. If I trim these into strips, let's see if I can do it by hand. I'm not very good at cutting straight by hand, so I'm just putting that out there. I'll go this way first. When you're doing this, you got to try and make sure that you have the same amount of space at the top and at the bottom, and I'm really not good at that. I usually use my trimmer. Okay, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. So we could trim, which way would I want to go? I want to go that way. We could trim these at a bit of an angle. I think that's too much of an angle though. Let's do that again. Yeah, okay. And that way. So that on its own, let's have a look. That on its own could be, oh, could be too long. Maybe I will need to, I could have it sitting out from the edge, couldn't I? What if I trim that side straight? That side straight. Oh, now it gets hidden in there. Lucky I stamped a second one, hey? Yeah, okay. All right, well that didn't work. So let's try this. Let's, actually, I'll just swap scissors. I realized I'm not using my sharp ones. These are actually my sharp ones. There we go. I love my paper snips. They are so nice and sharp. And they're great for fussy cutting because they've got the precision tip. And oops. And oops, she says as she goes crooked. There we go. I wonder if I cut them, I think it would look nice just on its own. Just as one strip. I could stick it across there, couldn't I? But then it covers up all that prettiness. If I tuck it in under there. This makes it hard to see it a bit, doesn't it? Now I know why they used the actual sentiment that they did use, because it was a good width for the design. Let's see. Oh, sometimes it just takes a little bit of fiddling, doesn't it? Do that. All right, let's go back to the original idea. I mean, I do have other sentiments. I was just trying to use the sentiments that came in this set. There it is there. Yeah, I was just trying to use the other sentiments that come in this set, but because I've overlapped that quite a lot, it's making it a bit hard to read it. And in fact, that one's going to be as well. Oh, what to do, what to do. All right, hang on a sec. If I just do this. Just need to straighten that end up a bit. That's not quite straight. There we go. I'm really not sure. I'm stuck. I am stuck. Because I can't really see that now unless I pop it there. I could pop it there over the top, and if I mount that up, oh, there we go. Yeah, and then it's only just hiding a little bit there then. I think we'll do that. I think that's the one. I think that's the one. Let's pop a few dimensionals. Oh, I'm all hot and bothered now. That stressed me out. Oh. Oh, good. That's what we do sometimes, isn't it, when we create these projects? We just play and fiddle. Oh, hi, Rebecca. Thank you. We play and we fiddle and we work it out as we go. And sometimes it doesn't always, we don't always end up with what we started out. You know, you start out, let me reword that. We start out with an idea and it doesn't always end up exactly how we envisaged it. There, if we pop that across the center there. Oh, that's not so terrible. It's a little bit off center, but that's all right like that, isn't it? What do you think? Not too bad. If I just pop, and we've got to pop the dimensionals, the embellishments down too. Yeah, look, I'll pop that little leaf up over the top of there, and then looks like it was meant to be. And nobody will know except you and I that that is not what I originally intended. But it's still pretty. So there you go. I'll save this one. I might use that for something else. Who knows? All right, let me tidy up here and then I'm going to grab those embellishments. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Let's grab some embellishments. Oops. Oh, they're running away from me. Okay, so as I said, at the moment I don't have the swirls that come in the collection, the Suite Collection, the gold adhesive back swirls. They've only just become available today, I believe. So I haven't had a chance to order them yet. So I will get those. So I'm going to substitute those for what I have in my stash, and I really want to use these floral adhesive back trinkets. So I want to see if they will work because I haven't used any of those yet, and they are such cute little flowers. I thought they'd go beautifully with this. There's also, if you're looking for something else that's metallic, there's the brush metallic adhesive back dots, and we've got the yellow, gold, the bronze, and the copper and the bronze. And then you've got the festive pearls, which has got the gold, silver. I think that one is, not sure what color that is, mint macaron maybe. And then there's red ones as well, which are up underneath the top of the packet, which you can't see. But I really want to try and use these and see if these are going to work. Okay, so let's see. Let's pop. I think we'll put them down here. We'll pop a couple down here. These are really solid actually. If you haven't seen these before, check these out. These are beautiful. They're very, very, very solid. Wow, she's being indecisive today, isn't she? What if we pop another one up there? Just hiding a little bit under there. And then I want something on here. So I might just pop a little, because I didn't do the yellow center, and I think this might be a little bit too high. Let's see if I pop that on there. Yeah, I don't like that. It's a little bit too high. So I might just grab one of these little gold dots to pop on there. Actually, you could pop one of those on these other two little flowers too. Let's just go all out with the gold, with the blingy bling bling. Love that. This one's hidden, so I'm not loving that that's hidden. We just need to move it out a little bit. Or should I pop it down here? I might move this one if we can. Got to be careful, it's on vellum. There, that's better. Better balance there. There we go. What do you think? Pretty? So pretty. All right, we learn as we go, don't we? And we work these things out. So I'm going to call that done. So what do you think? It's a little bit different to the original. So there's the original, and there's my take on the original. Because I don't have that extra stamp set, and I don't have the embellishment, so I just changed it up a little bit. So there you go. And I wanted to change the color of the flower because I didn't want a red flower. Although a red flower probably would have looked okay, but that was a Christmas card and I wasn't making a Christmas card. So there you go. And you've got all this beautiful texture and just layers. I love layers. So these are the kinds of cards that I love to make, with lots of layers. And how beautiful are these frames? They're just so gorgeous. So if you haven't seen the Fitting Florets, remember that demonstrators can get them now. Customers can get them from the 1st of November, or if you would like to purchase the starter kit and join my team, you can get them right now and you can order them in your starter kit. And you can get the whole collection now too, because I believe that the metallic swirls are now available. So if you do want more information about these, if you would like to purchase the starter kit and pop them in the starter kit, let me know and I can give you all of the codes for them as well. Because you can order the entire collection with one code, or you can order the products individually, depending on how you would like them. Just remember that the stamp set, the framed florets stamp set and the framed florets dies, you can purchase them together as a bundle. And I did just notice it does say here that those dies are compatible with the mini, because you might remember at the beginning I said I'm not sure if they'll fit through the mini, but I hadn't tried it. But it does actually tell us that they are compatible with the mini. So that's awesome. So they'll fit through either of the die cutting machines. So there you go. Alrighty. So I'm going to tip the camera back up so that I can say goodbye to you all face to face, as I always like to do. So bear with me for one moment. I'm going to cover up the camera and we'll do a little flippity flip. Oh, squeaky. There we go. Okay, tighten that all back up. Adjust the lights. And, oh, I forgot to flip again. I did that last week too, didn't I? Was it last week? I did it all the week before that. Hang on, my light's falling down. Stay there, light. It's wanting to fall. There we go. Oh dear, I didn't do a very good transition that time, did I? I'm sorry. Oh, anyway, there we go. I think that's all good now. Okay, so there we go. So it is a little bit different to the original, but still very, very pretty. And those products are just so gorgeous. Like, I really just want to sit and play and just make more beautiful cards. So they're gorgeous, aren't they? So I hope you liked that. Now let me catch up. Let me zoom back on, scroll back. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my words today. I have been really tired today. I'm just going to scroll back and see what I have. Can see the stiffness in the ribbon. Is that what you meant? Yeah. Judy said, lucky recipient. Well blessed, really. I'm loving the design. Ah, great. Good. Well, I can't take credit for the original, but I can take credit for the edits. So thank you. How's it going to work in an envelope? Yeah, I think it'll fit in an envelope. I think just with the ribbons, what you'd have to do is when you put it in an envelope is just kind of wrap the ribbons around like that. And so when they take it out of the envelope, the ribbons will hopefully, or they can pull them down anyway. Yeah, will just sort of hang down. But yes, because they do hang off the edges, you would need to just wrap them up a little bit like that. But in terms of the height, with all the dimension, that'll fit in an envelope, no worries. It will probably be a little bit more expensive to post. So this one is probably going to cost, here in Australia, it would cost $2.20 to post that because of all the dimension. So yeah, it just costs a little bit, or hand deliver it. So if you're delivering it to somebody local. So there you go. That was another really good question. Thank you for that, Judy. Yeah, the raised bits and the long ribbons. Yep, we can work around that. Oh, Martha's here. Hey, Martha, I didn't see you jump on. Yeah. Oh, Rebecca said beautiful card. Thanks, Rebecca. Martha said beautiful card. Oh, Judy's used those little metallic flowers as well. The little flowered adhesive flowers, adhesive backed trinkets. Yeah, she likes those too. They are super, super cute. Look at that. They kind of look like, in the catalogue, they actually look like stars. I didn't realize what they were at first, and I didn't get them for a long time, but they're actually little metallic flowers, and they are quite heavy. And Dimity says, lovely card. Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, thank you everyone so much for being with me today. I'm glad that you liked my pretty card. And it's just such a beautiful, beautiful suite of products. Now, remember that these products will be available from the 1st of November for customers, but the designer series paper, the trinkets, and the other stamp set, which I don't have, which is the framed and festive. Oh boy, framed and festive. Got to say that slowly. They're only available while supplies last. The stamp set and dies that I use today, they will be carrying over into the next mini catalogue, which will be January to June. So they'll be around for a while. So yay, we'll have lots of time to play with those. So thank you all so much for being with me today. If there's anything that I can help you with, or you have any questions, then please feel free to get in contact with me. If you need any of my links for my other social media channels, then you will find them in my bio here on Facebook. Over on YouTube, I will put them all below in the details of the video, so you'll be able to grab them there. And yes, I think that was all I had to tell you. Just remember that amazing joining special that is on until the end of October. When you only spend $169, you can choose $283 worth of product in your starter kit and get free shipping on that order too, and then get an amazing 20 to 25% discount on all of your Stampin' Up! Products. Feel free to ask me more about that, but we would love to welcome you to our beautiful team of paper crafters. So I will leave it there, and until I see you again next time, I will be live again next Monday, 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, if I don't see you before then. So I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you soon. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye.